Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the greatness of Hot Springs Village, Arkansas and the surrounding areas. People, places, experiences. Hot Springs Village is one of the most beautiful places on earth. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and my co-host Dennis Simpson as we engage in weekly conversations to explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. Today's show is brought to you by Central Arkansas's favorite radio station, KVRE. Find them on the dial at 92.9 FM. Stream them live at kvre.com. RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village. The award-winning RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village is the largest real estate office inside the village with over 30 full-time agents and support staff. Visit them to learn more about this beautiful place to solve your real estate needs. Call them today at 1-800-364-9007. Find them online at explorehsv.com. They are RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village at 1-800-364-9007 or online at explorehsv.com. Ike Eisenhower State Farm. Ike and his award-winning team have been serving the insurance needs of folks all around Hot Springs Village since 1998. Ike has qualified for State Farm's President's Club, Chairman's Circle, and Hot Springs Village Insurance Agent of the Year. Call Ike Eisenhower State Farm today at 501-984-4100. That's 501-984-4100. Find them online at ikeeisenhower.net. Call them today for all your insurance needs because, like a good neighbor, Ike Eisenhower State Farm is there.
And yet another Inside Out with Mr. Rick Marshall. Hey, Rick, good to have you, buddy.
Hi, Dennis.
I tell you what, tell me today the pros and cons of moving to Hot Springs Village. Now you've been here a little while, and I've been here about 10 years or so, and I know that they change, but from your viewpoint, from your perspective, what's a pro and con? Why would you come to Hot Springs Village?
Well, I think the pros are pretty easy. I think you can look at an advertising pamphlet and get a lot of those. I mean, the 26,000 acres, the gated community, the cost of living, the weather, the friendly people, the clubs, the golf courses, the lakes. I mean, it goes on and on. I mean, it's pretty easy to come up with the pros. That's not difficult at all. The cons is actually difficult for me. I'm obviously biased. I live here. I love it here. But I've had clients that I was, connected with over the phone, and I'm telling them about the village. They've never been here. And they said, okay, now, you kind of sound like a salesperson. I said, well, I am a salesperson, but not in that regard. This is the straight facts of what we have that the village offers here. And he goes, well, okay, then tell me what the negatives are. What are the cons? And I said, well,
thinking,
shopping, maybe shopping. We don't have top high-end restaurants within walking distance or, even within short driving distance. So maybe that's a con. But we really don't have a lot of cons. And I was struggling. And he's like, now, come on. I said, honestly, I'm a straight shooter. If there were cons, I would throw them out there for you to consider. But honestly, there just aren't many cons to the village. If they were there, I would tell you.
Well, the ones 5 years ago, and I just could have pulled my hair out. Look, with realtors who were telling me that they were losing home sales because there was no internet. And yeah, well, now we have cable fiber being put in for all of Saline County. Mm-hmm. The better part of the rest of the village is well served by Optimum. And then who knew, but there would be Space or Starlink from SpaceX. I mean, the market there has changed, or, cell phone tower service. But the market there has changed so quickly that some of the things that we used to have called a con don't really exist anymore.
Right. Yeah. Not only has technology made its way through the village now, but we do have pretty reasonable, from time to time, people complain about certain areas of the village with dropped calls and that kind of. I have Cricket, which is AT&T towers. I don't have any problems at all. there's 5G available throughout, that's a techie conversation that you know more about than I do. But yeah, I think technology is caught up now that we don't have to worry about being behind the curve on it. And really, there's not much that you can't do from the village. We've got the new roundabout extension that's going to be opening up here soon this year, hopefully.
Probably next 60 days or so is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it's close. And that's going to save time on whether somebody had to commute down to Hot Springs or just, ran to Sam's Club. I mean, it's going to save time not having to go through Bathhouse Row and all that. So I do see improvements just over the last couple of years, even that I think people now coming, they wouldn't think twice about it, where those of us that were here before some of those happened, thought of them as issues. But I don't see too many cons. I would list them out if I could think of cons about the village.
Well, here, I'm going to go through the cons.
Okay. Sure.
Number one, we don't have recycling the way most people would like. And don't get me wrong, you're laughing and I'm laughing, but we have guests that come in and they are heartbroken. We're going to take our plastic bottles back with us, Dennis.
Right.
Okay. Why don't y'all have recycling? There's not that many of us here. If you've noticed, it's beautiful because it's not consumed with homes or people or traffic or whatever. So it's a two-edged sword. And I've mentioned this before, that if your idea of retirement or just taking it easy is to sit back and have a bourbon and Coke, or maybe have a couple of beers, and you get a house way back up on the end of the cul-de-sac and you just want to be left alone, the village is a place where we will leave you alone.
Right.
Maybe to your own detriment.
And I have had that. Now I have had the only client that I have ever had that came here, checked it out, rented for a month or two, and decided that he didn't want to be here and moved back to California, right?
Which basically was just stunning to you. Am I right?
It was absolutely stunning to me.
As a guy from Seattle, right?
That's right. But at the same time, his family was there still. He came out here by himself, a single gentleman in his 60s. Now, he easily could have plugged in. I invited him to our church and he met people and met the pastor and socialized a little bit there. But the lifestyle was just a little slower. Okay, this is a DJ reference. It was a 78.
Not a 45. It was a 78.
Not a 45. Yeah. It was a 78, right? Just
wait. His life was a 78. And the village here was a 33 or a 45, right? Because the 78 looks like
I thought it goes faster when the smaller one.
Yeah, no, 78 was the speed. Okay, you got me now. 78 RPMs per minute, as opposed to 33 or 45. And everybody over 30 years old is going, what are these old balls guys rambling about? What are they talking about?
We're talking pre 8-tracks and cassettes even now.
Now I got to tell you, I'm not saying I'm a hyper techie or anything, but the 8-track runs at 3 1/4 inches per second, as opposed to the Philips compact cassette, which ran at 1 7/8 per second. So I'm just whatever. Yeah.
Just bragging now. You're just bragging now.
No, it's just too much techie knowledge that will never do anybody any good.
Right. But he just decided this was just a little too slow paced. And so, if you're used to a little faster speed, you're used to a social life, you're looking at, if you're looking at partying, I mean, we got a couple spots, but it's probably not what you're expecting.
Yeah, and you had mentioned earlier that, if you're a 20-something and you want to go out club hopping every night, well, you can go to Hot Springs, but you're going to run out of clubs pretty quick in Hot Springs. It's not like Dallas or DFW or Memphis or whatever.
Right.
And I think that's kind of the pros and cons. I really do. I mean, it's pretty clear, John. I tell you what, when in doubt, come and see us. How's that?
There you go. Come check it out.
Rick Marshall with Trademark Realty, Dennis Simpson, Hot Springs Village Inside Out. We will see you next time.
Thanks for watching and listening to Hot Springs Village Inside Out, a weekly podcast starring Hot Springs Village, Arkansas. Visit the website at hotspringsvillageinsideout.com.